When the tide isn't sure, hold on to me. When your heart is hurting, you can't take no more, hold on to me. When you're sinking under, and it's getting harder to breathe, hold on.
What's up, guys? So it kind of ate me up, I guess. I had to go take it for a ride. So I guess I could say in some ways it's better, and in some it may be a little worse. Areas that it's better, again, like I talked about with the dead zone, it's not there anymore. Also, it sounds pretty good. When you roll into it, it definitely sounds right. It kind of has that deep, like bassy, like lunge in it. Another thing that's a big possibility is I'll probably have to change the spark plugs out again, because now that the throttle bodies are synchronized, or at least as good as I can get them, you know, I need to replace the plugs. Probably be a good idea. So I'm gonna go hit the stunt lot though, and what it all boils down to and where it matters at is how this thing is gonna run in the parking lot. You know, and I'll it up to 3,500 and, you know, give it a little gas and dump it. So, but in this aspect, I mean, she'll eat. It'll go, but you know, I don't know. So, and the like this, when I let off the throttle, it definitely doesn't pop and do all that jazz as much. So again, the real question is in the lot, so let's go see what happens. Don't know how I feel about it. The idle almost sounds a little bit rougher at 3,500 than it did before, so I don't know. I can't really tell if it's still, could be because I'm not giving it enough throttle. Definitely notice when I corner it doesn't want to drown as much. I think that might have been better though. I don't know. I mean, even if the throttle bodies are synced with the vacuum still off, the fact that they're synchronized still goes a long way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but so even though the idle still sounds off at 3,500, I need some air in that front tire. I don't know. It's not bad, I don't guess. Sounds okay in second. The cornering is awful with the amount of air that's in the front tire. It's like extremely low. So if this doesn't work ultimately, which I think for now it'll work for what I'm doing with it, but if it doesn't work, Speed Kings is going to get a hold of it. I chased it out, but that was pretty decent. I think it's coming up a little easier and a little bit smoother because there's not as much load. So when I give it the gas, it comes up. So that's not bad. But I don't know, I'm still feeling it out, I guess. It's been a few days since I rode too, so of course, and I started recording as soon as I got to the lot, so just in case anything epic did happen during the warm-up. So what is that? Me over here. Ooh, shiny. I don't even know how much gas is in the bikes. For warm-up wheelies though, those are pretty darn good. I gotta give myself that. So something I figured I'd talk about while I'm here though, you guys. I don't know if I'm the right person to even be talking about this kind of stuff, because again, I'm new. But let's talk wheelie mechanics for a minute. So I hit a moment of realization the other day, and the GoPro died before I could talk about it. But if you'll notice my last video, the last wheelie in the video was considerably better than any of the other ones I'd done. So what's not known there is that I had a little moment of discovery, and I had to kind of sit and think about it for a second. So basically, you can watch YouTube tutorials on wheelies, and there's a lot of them there, and there's a lot of really good detailed ones. But there's something that they have a hard time explaining, or that I haven't seen a whole lot of yet. And it's basically what all of my body parts are doing during the wheelie. Okay, now everybody tells you it's a good mixture between throttle and brake, and it very much is. Please do not get me wrong there. That's very important. But if I had to pick what was more important out of the two, I would definitely say the brake, which a lot of people would agree. Longest stand-up ever. Anyways, so the brake. What I realized was on the throttle control, for one, when I was on the highway doing wheelies, which is where I started, I did a lot of this. You know, when I was in the wheelie, a lot of throttle correction. Front tire starts to come down, you feel it, you pop it up a little bit, you can bump it. In the parking lot, I think steadiness is way more key. I want to increase in little increments and just feather it back and forth. The brake is what's far more important. On the highway, I didn't really, I'm not going to say I didn't cover my brake, because I always did, but not as much as I should have. And the key is in the parking lot, and this is what I realized. Let's say whatever it takes your bike to come up in the lot. With me, it's about, you know, 5K, 5,500, something like that. Probably half the time I'm not even popping it up that much. Okay, so 5,500, whatever. The thing is that I want you to know, if you hold 5,500 and you pop it up, as long as you can catch the wheelie at balance point, if you just gave that brake a little bit more than a subtle tap, if you gave it a mash, bike's coming down. No questions asked, bike is coming down if you mash on that brake. Okay? And what I didn't realize was that what I was trying to do was gas, clutching up, the bike would come up halfway to balance point, and unlike the highway, where there's wind that'll kind of help you get there, there's no wind here to push my bike up to balance point or to help my throttle. It's all throttle and brake. So what do? Throttle up, get halfway there, I chop the throttle, expecting there to be some other unknown force, which doesn't exist in the parking lot, to bring me up the rest of the way. Doesn't happen. End up with these little shitty wheelies. There's a lot of smoke around here, and I think it's mine. So what ends up happening is I do a crappy little wheelie while I'm mashing my brake, because I want to cover my rear brake, and it ends up me just going burp, burp, burp all over the place. Well, what hit me was, the only thing that's going to carry me to balance point all the way in the parking lot is my throttle and my weight. After that, there's nothing. Okay, there's no other force that's going to get me back there. But there's only one savior in all this. That guy right there, your brake. So, what I'm doing now is I'm holding my throttle, probably not all the way to balance point, but close enough, and then I'm applying some brake while I'm still holding in the throttle. I never chop the throttle, and then I start to feather the throttle through the wheelie. So right there I tapped a little bit too much brake, but this is an example. So use your throttle to carry your wheelie all the way to the height that you want it, and then if you feel uncomfortable, you tap the brake. If you feel really uncomfortable, then just mash it. You might mousetrap, you know, it's going to come down kind of hard, and you might not like it, and your forks definitely won't like it, but it'll save you. Definitely tapping the brake is the secret, especially when you're in the wheelie, because when you get to just below balance point or right at it, mashing your brake, you know, just giving it one good boop, it's going to bring it back down, and it's going to be a sad wheelie. But tapping the brake is a way to keep that nose down a little bit, and you just have to feel it. The ultimate thing with this is just seat time, and that's it. See, with that one I felt uncomfortable, brought it back down. With that one, that was just trash. So you get the gist here. I think if I had to give anybody any advice, and this is just off of what I'm doing right here in front of you, that's my exact thing that I'm doing, is RPM, hold it, save it with the brake. And look at that. How much better are my wheelies from my last video? How much better? That's like a night and day difference. I promise you guys, since anything that was recorded after the other night when my GoPro died, I've done no other wheelie riding since then. All I've done was break this down in my head and understand how it works, and that's it. That's all I've done ever since, you know, all of this. Ever since the last video. And work on my bike, of course, but that's irrelevant. Well, that was way too much clutch. And that's a good way to end the night right there, folks. It was chased, but again, how much better of a wheelie was that than any of them that I've done? So end of the day, guys, bike's running better. In the lot, it obviously did a hell of a lot better. If you haven't, go hit up my Facebook and Instagram page. It's kind of new. We're really close to 50 subscribers. We're at 48 now, which is incredible because I never imagined I'd have 48 subscribers in what, 3 weeks or a month or whatever. So I kind of want to get together with the boys for like a, I don't know, 50 subscriber ride or something, you know, maybe go tear it up somewhere, you know, just do anything, I don't know, as a group. So I'm thinking about doing that. I do appreciate all the continued support. You guys are freaking awesome. And every time I talk to somebody, you know, in a bike group or on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you know, I love the community. So really appreciate all the feedback, guys, and all this progress that I'm making is definitely 100% contributed to you guys. So again, appreciate that. But if you like this video, go hit the Instagram page, hit the Facebook page for updates, when videos are going to be uploaded, yada yada. Of course, as always, if you liked it, subscribe. If you didn't, tell me why. And of course, keep with the input and the support, guys, because it's keeping me going, and I think we're getting a lot better. But till then, can't wheelie bro, out.